Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Barry Sky Ridley's video blog. I'm Barry Sky, so please excuse me for the abrupt cutoff really quickly. I wanted to apologize to all of you. So let me refresh what happened from the previous video so you guys don't have to go back to part one. So basically what happened was I was talking about stimulus checks starting, right? And moderator Pee-wee, thanks to moderator Pee-wee, turned around and literally turned around and was waiting for a update on the stimulus checks. You know, basically turning around, she was upset with not upset so much. It was waiting for when it past like 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me and my dad were watching, till maybe 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. We were watching Tom and Jerry. Unfortunately, I fell asleep. Like I said in the first part of my part one, I fell asleep on Dad again. Gotta apologize again. I feel bad because the only time I get to myself anymore between handling spreadsheets and handling all these things. I mean, did you know my schedule for the week? It was Monday through Friday, nothing but phone calls and phone calls, phone calls and Zoom and phone calls and Hangout videos and Skype videos. I mean, literally, I was basically falling apart. Literally, I mean, and then I'm sitting there watching some with Dad, and I'm half out of it, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, no." Dad's like, "We're gonna go to sleep soon," and I'm like, "Well, get some sleep soon, Dad. Get some sleep." I think that's what happened. I don't even remember, literally, and all of a sudden. So back to the stimulus. So basically, what's going to happen with stimulus checks is it's going to basically be sent to the Senate. They're going to cut out anything they want that they think that's wasteful. Like sit there and say, and I never got to this because I ran off in part one to use the toilet. I figured I didn't want to leave my videos sitting here on part one early enough when there's no moderators around to basically converse between themselves to say, "Hey, Rita's sitting on the toilet." So instead I left. I left and just, logged out to go use the toilet because I had to use the toilet. So anyways, I want to get this spreadsheet, or not spreadsheet. Actually, I got a spreadsheet to do today. I might load up again, depending on the moderators today, because, etc. But, this is general chat too. So whatever I talk about is in the general chat section. So basically, it's going to go to the Senate now, and the Senate's going to basically vote whether it's going to be approved, and then they'll send it back to the House. And if it's not approved, they'll send it to the House. The House is going to vote. Currently, because it's only 15 days away until the unemployment runs out, they're going to basically push this to the limit. Will unemployment run out? Who knows? More likely it will. You got both parties that can't get their head out of their ass, and you got one guy basically saying, "I could have passed this years ago." Really? Thing is, let me tell you what happened, okay? The Republicans are not going to be getting the credit for anything. None voted for this bill in the U.S. House of Representatives. Not one Republican that, from what I read, voted for it. They were opposed. And 2 Democrats were opposed by it for some reason. 2 Democrats. They can only lose, apparently, 6 votes to get it passed by Pelosi, and they lost 2. So they passed it with 4 votes. I mean, literally on the margin. I mean, literally. That tells you right there what you need to know. You got Democrats. I mean, look, what if Manchin and Sienna turn around on the Senate and say, "No, I don't agree to this," right? And then they take out the $15 wage, right? And it goes through the Senate and then say, "No, we don't agree to the $1,400 to every American because they're fucking freeloaders." So they take that out. And then they're like, "No, we don't support the unemployment boost, and they take that out. Eventually, they take out the meat of the problem and leave just a shell of a few things that they like, or not at all. They can pick off each item individually and send it back to the house, and eventually there won't be anything left. Meanwhile, the economy could sit there and collapse, right? And then they'll be like, "Oh well, it could be the Great Depression." I mean, literally. Well, let's talk about that for a second. So you take this graft here from my hand, right? Now let's just say it's like this, right? And slowly but surely, the house is sitting there, right? And the Senate gets it, and they slowly whittle it down, saying, "Well, this is too much." Sends it to the House every time. Meanwhile, they're delaying it. Cal, maybe there's like this much, right? Maybe 1%, right, left. Turn around and say, "Okay, this is efficient." Sends it to the House. The House then turns around and says, "No." By then, unemployment ran out. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to get Pee Wee on board on this discussion this morning. I know she was really hyped about last night. I feel bad for Dad. Literally. I guess we'll talk about that for a minute while we're waiting to see. But you get the idea. So right now, the timeline is not there. I can't build a timeline for you right now. And I haven't asked God, aka Papa, about it because Papa doesn't. Papa knows, but Papa ain't gonna tell us. So and so there you have it, on that aspect. On side notes, I want to talk about general chat for a minute, but still, now I want to talk about a couple other issues here that's getting around on the internet, okay? And this is big, okay? No one's talking about this. This is humongously big, okay? That no one's talking about. Now, Pee Wee brought it up to me this morning, which was really good, which was stimulus checks. People have been asking about the Social Security, the Social Security retirement survivors, disability insurance, SSI, veterans and railroad, $200 add-on per month. All right. Now, Pee Wee did some research for me. I mean, I love the girl. She's awesome. I gotta send her a present or something eventually. She really earns her praise because unlike me, right, I'm focused directly on stimulus. Pee Wee goes out of her way for me, and she deserves the credit because she goes out of her way to talk to me, and that ain't about that, and to brief me on certain issues that I don't understand. She's like the big sister I never had, literally, and she's the sister that turns around, and like mother, that turns around and says, "Look, this is how it is," right? So last night, Pee Wee threw in there in her update to me because she doesn't have a channel, I don't think. She specifically said the $1,400 stimulus check will be probably delayed, but she didn't say that in yesterday's email. She said no add-on to the Social Security thing was added in the bill. We looked it over. I went through it this morning while I was waiting for my coffee this morning. Let me tell you, there's nothing in it, okay? So Biden lied. He lied. He lied and said you guys get $200 extra a month. Yeah, I don't know if it was permanent or temporary. And by the way, before you ask me, I was just checking the water bottle, so I don't want you guys thinking, Hi. Poor guy's cage needs to be cleaned, so Chloe's been delaying that. So basically, and so there's something I want to share with you there. So that was one of the great things to talk about. The second thing was last night, as I said in general chat, I was watching a moderator of mine who's got her own YouTube channel that has like almost 500,000 subscribers. And me and my dad were talking. I was joking with him, going, "Why would someone with 500,000 subscribers that has YouTube revenue basically want to even be a moderator for a piss poor channel like this?" I mean, literally, it seems my channel. I mean, I would have had a lot more subscribers, for some reason. I mean, I know moderator Cam and moderator Pee Wee would tell me to shut up when it comes to calling this a piss poor channel. But look at these people. You got clickbaiters all the time. You got well, let me put it this way, okay? Just to get this out of the way and off the table right away, okay? And off my chest and simple is, and this is how I feel, okay? Now, I love everyone, so I can't just say, "Oh, well, don't go to her channel," because, no. What I got upset about is clickbaiting, okay? And I'm not talking about one of our moderators' channels. I'm talking about literally clickbaiting. Is that someone says, "Oh, you're every day, 3-4 stimulus," right? You look at my timeline, I slowed down because there's nothing to post. I told you guys we gotta wait till the end of the month. Today's the 27th. Tomorrow's the end of the month. Where are we standing? Right? So, out of love for everyone this morning, I basically turned around and basically said to my dad, I love everyone. My dad was just joking. He said, don't judge a book by its cover. I'm not judging a book by its cover. What I was judging was myself. And I told Dad, I do a channel that basically does not fucking sugarcoat anything. And I get fucking very little views and very little fucking subscribers. And because of it, I turn around and I told Dad, literally, I'm about to give up. Literally. I got a fucking former moderator, not talking about my moderator has the big channel and I didn't know about. That's cool. I'm happy for her. But I had a former moderator, Twinkle Toes, who basically started her own channel thinking she can make money. And she is on her own clickbaiting scam on stimulus checks. My problem is this, okay? My fucking problem is this. Hold on a sec. I gotta answer this. Basically, my problem is not about me, all right? So I just basically, do I have a link to this or am I okay? So my cousin said happy Saturday this morning. I just told her I'm live. She doesn't even pay attention to YouTube anymore. She's more focused on moving, and etc. So let her be. I have not talked to my cousin in a while because my motto is let her be. She's busy, and I have enough problems here, and I'll get to the problems one by one, and I shared with some of the problems yesterday, but my cousin doesn't realize that I've spent all week, zooming, uh, Hangouts and Skype, and the problem also is the fact that I'm burned out. I mean, literally, I'm burned out of a lot of things going on. One of the things I'd like to debate this morning. I wish Pee Wee was here. She's probably still sleeping in. Saturday anyways. Gotta love her anyways. We were playing. I don't. The problem is we didn't plan for a time slot. That's the real problem. We didn't plan a time slot for um, the video, and I wanted to get this done so I can get to my Bible, and then I can get to other issues. But this morning, I figured, well, I started part 2 because, like I said, part 1 was cut off early because I did not want to leave it run while I'm leaving a Duke. I decided to do something else. So, anyways, hopefully my family's doing all right. My family knows me. I think I'm getting a head cold. That's something that I can sense coming on. So if I'm getting a head cold, I'm gonna have to take some meds soon enough. And yes, I have another unopened bottle over there, so that's why I said I think I'm getting a head cold. I don't know if it's the weather or it's springtime, but I know it's not allergies. The doctor and I talked about allergies the other day, so that's something that has been bothering me to no end, is my nose is starting to run, and I might have to take some Dayquil to take care of it. So I don't know what's going on with me, all right? So hopefully I don't have the crud again. My cousin's like, it doesn't exist. Yeah, it does. Basically, it'll probably kill me, too. I'll probably get like 500,000 different uh, variants, and that'll be what kills me. I'm just joking around. My cousin, they don't watch me anymore anyway, so. And I'm not going to belittle anyone anyway. I got belittled yesterday on YouTube by a troublemaker. This coffee's not bad, but I don't know if I'm gonna take some medicine today either. I hope not, but I might have to as well. There's enough in there to make a. It doesn't look like it. Seems close and draining my meds again. So, you guys have any questions? There's 4 people watching. Check out and talk about stimulus checks. Hey, Boon Boon, what's up? Some of my family's always asking me about, But, my family never asked about Zoom either. They're just like, oh, yeah, So, could have Zoomed with them this week, but they never asked, And so, in my channel, I talk about stimulus checks, but I also talk about everyday stuff, too, There. All right. There you go. So, hey, Boona. Good morning. Look at him. He wants attention, everyone. Shall we give him attention? Would you be my neighbor, huh? Come here. Come here. There we go. He wants to say hi to you all this morning. Isn't he adorable? This is a little Ebony here. So, my lucky rabbit's feet. I got 4 of them, so he's very lucky to me. Hi. Hey. You're shedding still again, little fuzzball. Would you be my neighbor? Hey, what's up, huh? So when I'm off camera, I always play with him too. So hi. Oh, see, when you have a rabbit like this, it's just well worth it. Some people say, "Oh, what's the point of having a rabbit?" You know what? It's like, what's the point of having a cat or a dog? It's what you like, and I like Ebony's. Look at him, isn't he cute? So I just picked him up some more food the other day. Go on. Sometimes they get scared, so you gotta reassure them. See? And you slowly work your way so he doesn't do the jerk movement, and you slowly reassure him. What you do is you basically leave the door open, and he realizes, look, Mom's not here to hurt me, and that's what he does. You're shedding like crazy, Ebs. Dude, you're shedding worse than anyone. Dude, you are shedding, man. I'm gonna have Mama do something with you. I'm gonna have to see about getting a brush for you. Maybe I'll get you a brush, Ed, huh? Mama Chloe basically brush you up. You got some dead fur everywhere. Seems we're gonna need to basically brush you up. That's what we're gonna need to do. I'll see if the vet who's open, maybe she's open this morning, Saturday. See if she's got a brush. I could email her too. So, my little guy basically is shedding. You can see that. I just was looking it over. That's one of the things I've never ever looked into was, his shedding movements. Right now he's shedding pretty bad. So, it's okay, Boon Boon. We'll get you brushed up so we can get your hair taken care of. We have a dog brush, but I think the dog brush would literally hurt him. So I'm going to have to look into a brush for rabbits. Specifically a brush for Dutch dwarfs. It's taking care of Ab. See? Look at him. He trusts me. We're going to have to see about getting that hair taken care of today. Didn't know you're shedding that much. It was like you're basically losing all your hair. You okay, huh? Come here. So I'll take care of that. So let's talk about stimulus checks. So I basically said there's a big problem with stimulus checks. Big problem. A big problem. The big problem. And that is, I was gonna ask my cousin Dinky recently about getting me some more moppy coats, but maybe she'd have a suggestion for a brush for ebony. I'm trying to do my best without relying on her for help. Because you know how it is. I just don't want to basically bother her. So I'm already feeling ashamed for waiting too long through this one guy on spreadsheets. But let me tell you about the big enchilada of this whole stimulus problem. Good morning, Mark. Yeah, that's my name, Admiral. That's my nickname and username. So basically, when it comes to him, I think I'm getting a head cold, Mark. So good morning. So basically, what's going on is when it comes to stimulus checks, okay, it passed the House last night, Mark. So it's going to the Senate. Fortunately, not one Republican voted for this $1.9 trillion stimulus package. However, just to be fair, they can only have 6 defectors for the bill to pass in the Democratic-controlled House. Fortunately, 2 defected to the Republican side and said no, 2 Democrats. So you had 2 Democrats that ran in the U.S. House of Representatives said no on the bill. So the final tally was an interesting tally. Okay, so they had 4 over to get it passed. Senate's different because, like I said, the Senate can basically sit there and send the bill back every time they're basically arguing. So basically, what they're going to do is, okay, here's how I was talking about it earlier: is the Senate's going to sit there and say no $15 national wage or federal wage and send it back, right? And the House will take it out, and then. Because look, we're on a time clock. Unemployment runs out in 16 or 15 days. Okay, so in the meantime, I hope everyone's paying attention here. Right? You're shedding like crazy. Didn't even know you're shedding. We'll get you taken care of, Bun. We'll get you a little brush, okay? Come here. I love you. So basically what happened is the Senate's going to basically ratify it, okay? And send it back to the House for another vote. They got 15 days. However, unemployment's going to probably run out before then because they don't care. So let me tell you, there's 2 big problems with the stimulus package right now. 2 big problems. 2 major problems. And that is on the stimulus check side of things, it goes like this. Picture this as the bill, right? I'm going to go as far as I can with my hand, okay? Like that, right? And as they're basically sending it back to the House, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller as they're taking out the pig fat and smaller until they say, oh, this is fine, right? They could, literally, they can hand pick whatever they want to take out of this bill, pretty much. One is they could sit there and say 120 billion or 130 billion dollars for. Well, let's go over the bill. What's in it, okay? Because I was reading this in yesterday's video. You missed it, Mark. Basically, the House passed the bill, right? What is this? Hold on a sec, everyone. Nah. All right, so it's nothing important. All right, so Biden's telling everyone there's no time in the Senate to waste to pass this bill, but the Senate's going to take, So basically, we got 4 news articles and stimulus, all right? Here's what's in the bill, okay? $1,400 check. So that's all they're talking about. They're not basing. I need to find where the list was. So Biden's basically stating, okay, in the stimulus news update, since this is live for you all, that it's now we have to act now because people are suffering and schools need to be reopened. Well, let's talk about the first thing on the list, $130 billion for schools. School's going to end in 3 months. We can cut that bill down and give everyone each $100 more on that stimulus check. 11 million or more could lose unemployment in the next 15 days. But you know what? It doesn't matter because the Senate doesn't care. Senate doesn't care. The Republicans don't want this bill. I'm trying to find the list. But there was a list yesterday. Oh, I know where the list is. Give me a second. I emailed it to me so I didn't have to fucking worry about it. You see? All right, here we go. Here's the list. I know you guys are thinking I'm a moron and a stupid arse clam and whatever, but you know what? I can at least admit that I am. Here we go. Okay. All right. Here we go. 130 billion for K through 1 through 12. Republicans can pick that out because there's only 3 months left of school for most people around the country. $40 billion for higher ed. For what? Mostly the Ivy League schools. That's where it's going if you didn't know. 40 billion in assistance for child care providers. 90% of people aren't even sending their kids to daycare. So how's the child care bill going to be in? See, I just took 170, $210 billion, right? In my own budgeting right here, $210 billion and said, right? How about this? We'll just add another $5 billion to the Rita bill. $215 billion, okay, for home energy. How is the home energy program? I would basically send that portion back to the Senate too. I mean, I would send back higher ed, get rid of that child care provider, get rid of that K-12 through, because it's 3 months left. And I would get rid of the funding to address domestic violence and child abuse. That's basically an undisclosed amount. So to me, bye-bye. That's not pandemic relief. Then I'd go down and send it back to the Senate. I'd basically send it back to the Senate one piece at a time, just because I'd be an asshole, okay? And basically break it down, okay? $50 billion for small businesses. By the time this $50 billion is released, businesses are going to fail. What's the point? Strip that out of it. Most people aren't going to be basically keeping there. $400 federal unemployment. I would basically take that all that extra billions I've saved and put it into unemployment, $400, even $300 a week, and send it out till December 31st, right? The last one. Now, extension of the child tax credit. Leave that in there. That basically lets people have the tax credits, right? And the $1,400 stimulus. So, $1,400 stimulus, the child tax credit, it extends the unemployment, right? Now, in the bill, it said there's supposed to be something to do with unemployment, or not unemployment, housing, subsidized housing and evictions, right? I'd like to find out if moderator Pee-wee ever gets on. Maybe she'll watch this video and let me know what she thinks of the thing, because it used to say something, for housing, right? Housing, eviction moratorium, housing fees, etc. Right? But what about what about the local funding? Where's that? What's that taken care of? No one knows. What's the state and local funding going? $350 billion, huh? The Republicans offered $50 billion in their last bill for $50 billion. That could have helped a lot of people out. Divide that up by 50 states. That's about $1 billion each. That would help half the budget deficit in Washington State alone. But no, $350 billion. So, if you take $215 million right? And then add 50 billion. That's 265 billion dollars. Then you take, because I don't support the states need the extra aid because no one's telling us where it's going. So 265, 365, 465, 565, 600 and let's just round it off to $610 billion. Okay. $610 fucking billion. All right. I'm doing the math here in my head. Okay. 610 billion fucking dollars. Where's the rest going, huh? We have unemployment, which is fine. We have there's about 400 billion. Let's just say 500 billion for unemployment, 500 billion for give or take about stimulus checks, and the so and then about 300 billion for something else. So 1.3 billion. I've cut 1.9 billion. I've cut it down to 1.3 billion, which seems to be more practical. So now let's have a debate about this. Well, yeah, exactly. So does anyone have any opinions or doubts right now? Because I just basically turned around and literally stated that there's $615 billion of basic pig waste, not including what I can't count, okay? So $615 billion. Thank you, Mark. $615 billion. I just basically stripped off the top, right? Then you got people, mind you, and I'm not complaining about the people, turning around and literally stating, where's my money? How come I don't get my money? Where's my stimulus check? Where's my stimulus check? Where's my stimulus check? The truth of the matter is, it isn't about where's your stimulus check. It's about who's paying for it. Okay, literally, who the fuck is paying for it? My cousin and cousin-in-law is going to be paying for it. My cousin and cousin-in-law's parents are going to be paying for it. The parents and grandparents are going to be paying for it. Great grandparents. I mean, look, people that are working and preparing to work are going to be paying for this massive spending bill. But Biden has this idea to lower the deficit by raising taxes. To raise taxes, you'd have to raise taxes to at least 50 to 75% across the board to make this country good. And then you better basically make sure all your tax money is accounted for when you tax the shit out of it. And if you can't get that much tax for a sales tax, then you do property tax. Then you do food tax. Let's just say they decide to tax food, and then on top of that, they do a booze tax, and then a pot tax, and then a pet owning tax, and then a rabbit owning tax, and a TV owning tax, and tax this and tax that. We're taxing your salt. We're taxing your stamps. We're taxing. I mean, literally, they could just basically sit there and stack up the taxes if they wanted to pay for the deficit. And then when the taxes would slowly break down, they'd basically slowly take the taxes off one at a time after a certain time, and the deficit would be paid for. But problem is, we do not need high taxes either. So, basically, I wanted to share that with you all. Okay, now you guys are wondering, what is the big enchilada here of the problems on the news? You're like, oh, what's the problem on the big enchilada on the news? All right, because I just talked to you about how they could basically take this cake, right? This layer cake. I'm going to do it as an example, as a layer cake. And they could pick off piece by piece and appeal it, meaning it can go back to the house and back to the house. And you know what? I'll tell you what's going to happen, okay? I'm calling this as bullshit now, but I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen, okay? For 4 years, for 4 fucking years, the Democrats hated Trump, okay? Literally hated Trump. And I'm going to say this with love, okay? So no one gets upset and I misconstrues it. Hated fucking Trump with a passion, all right? They hated fucking Trump, all right? Their opinion was they hate fucking Trump, okay? I don't. So they hate Trump, right? Then what happened? They basically made his life a living hell, right? Now it's payback. They could sit there and say the election was stolen, all these Republicans, what happens? They can stonewall everything of Biden's, and Biden can't get it done. But Biden can't get anything done, and the American people suffer. American people might not just vote for fucking Biden again. They might just fucking vote to get rid of every Republican that basically stalled their livelihood to get back on their feet. So you know how it is, okay? Well, later, Mark. See, no one's literally commenting. I might just leave too soon because I'm getting tired of being on too long. I got a life to live, okay? It's still too early, and I haven't had my morning coffee, but I'm gonna have my morning dip now so I can get this over with. Now, you guys were asking about in your heads or whatever. Get on with the big enchilada, okay? Now, I've broken down by the layer cake how they can Senate can turn around and cut it down one by one by sending it back and delaying it till April, May, June, July. And by the way, they're stating right now, without stimulus checks issued right away, people will not even survive till July. All right. And that could basically hurt the stock market. But the stock market's only rebounding due to the fact of stimulus news right now, okay? Now, you guys think I'm a moron. Please feel free to leave if you think I'm a moron talking about the stock market, because it's true. Stock market's only being propped up by Yellen basically talking about stimulus, right? Which, by the way, I was hoping to get my cousin to get on board with another pair of sandals or jammy slippers. I got to email her about that, She can see I'm using it all the time. I just I love this, So I ain't complaining. Okay, so let's continue. So the big enchilada here is not about the stimulus checks. I know if my cousin Dinky or her mom was watching me this morning, they would understand what I'm saying. Because the Senate is going to basically break this down bit by bit, piece by piece, and I think the Senate might just delay the unemployment until unemployment and everything, just to make a point that they don't care. The American people should get back to work, and the Democrats won't allow it. I mean, look, basically, did you see the news about Rand Paul the other day? Rand Paul has my vote if I was in Kentucky. He basically stood up and said gender mutilation is wrong. Gender mutilation's wrong. Giving a kid 3 years old sex change is wrong. And the lady's like, well, no, that's a complicated issue. When I'm undersecretary, I'll come to you and I'll talk all about it. It's complicated. Oh, by the way, we're going to have 3 free sex changes and the taxpayers are paying for it. He literally asked that question and she basically had no comment. I would fucking tell her, get out of my U.S. Senate. You ain't being fucking part of this fucking plan, because I'm not going to allow free sex changes at the taxpayers' expense while the American people are suffering because you want to give little Tammy and little Tommy a fucking sex change at 3 years old. You see? Now, 2, the taxpayers shouldn't be paying for it. Kids can't make the decision. Rand Paul was completely right. The American people are suffering to the point where you have to make a decision. Do you want to pay for sex changes, or do you want to pay for fucking children's health care, schooling, and unemployment and stimulus checks? So, your guys are asking about, sorry, I had this brain fart for a second, about the main issue we have besides, what they're doing. See, they're trying to pass all his cabinet members, so that's going to delay the fucking Senate from doing it. So once the Senate basically says, nope, we're not doing this, sent back to the House has to go and do debates and stuff. They're basically going to slow walk this until the damn either the economy crashes, which could happen, the stock market crashes, which could happen, or the fact all three could happen. But the main problem is without stimulus, right? Janet Yellen cannot guarantee the stock market will hold, right? So here's the big enchilada problem with stimulus, okay? The Republicans, one, think $600 is fine, right? Two, and this is big, the advisors all through the mainstream media is basically saying, and I quote, the advisors, of course, trust me on this, are stating that stimulus checks are not needed. The economy is rebounding. Well, if that's the case, and I just said $615 billion or so, give or take, right? And it's another $4 billion, right? Let's just hypothetically round it off. $400 billion. Let's just make it $500 billion, right? Then that means my plan is saved $1.1 billion, which means we only need about 800, well, let's just say $1.1 trillion. Sorry, correct me, trillion. That means we only need $800 billion stimulus package. You see? I just saved the government $1.1 trillion because the advisors are telling me, hey, you see? Any way you look at it, there's too many problems, okay? Too many fucking problems. Too many problems. And you got to understand that Republicans are going to do everything they can to delay the stimulus package. It's already been reconciled, but they could basically turn around. The Senate could personally basically break down layer by layer, which they could. And they don't care. You know why? Because they already think that they're going to be reelected in 2022 and 2024. So fuck it. So fuck it. Fuck everything the Democrats do. So if the Democrats turn around, okay, let's hypothetically say, tries to take guns, big no-no, right? And they need 60 votes. Now, let's just say they got 51 votes. That won't happen, all right? Guns are safe. Now, let's just say 9 Republicans get on board. And they were brainwashed. Well, then there's a problem, right? And then guns get taken their control, right? That might happen. And they're going to do everything they can to use reconciliation for everything, extend reconciliation, etc. Now, I'm not talking about gun control here. I'm talking about stimulus here. Now, what about the stimulus? They could slow walk it. I mean, look, they don't care, okay? The Republicans want everyone to go back to work, okay? As long as the Democrats control the world or control the states, they're going to basically delay things. By the way, my bun is doing okay. Bun, you okay? Hi. You okay, huh? Mm-hmm. We'll get you a brush. I gotta buy a brush. Okay. So basically, the big enchilada is the advisors, mind you, again, the advisors. I want to say this basically wholeheartedly because you guys need to know this. The advisors are saying, and I quote, the American people do not need stimulus. Plain and simple. They're turning around and playing politics and saying, look, we break out 1,400, they ain't going to do shit, So the Republicans are going to try to basically take that out, I believe, of the stimulus, right? They know that they got the backing of all these people, so they're not afraid to lose their seats or their jobs. They don't care. They think that this is going to save the nation from a communist takeover, supposedly, okay? Now, me and Pee Wee, we can debate you all over and over and over for you guys that tuned in. We're not here to talk about communist or socialist takeover. We're talking about things, okay? But you got to look at it from a different perspective, too. They're trying to make blacks and Hispanics obsolete and say the minority is the trans people. The GLBT are supposed to have more rights because they're the minority. I'm sorry, but I don't think having taxpayer-funded sex changes are right, literally. There's people dying of coronavirus. There's people dying of, and that's the other thing, okay? Let's just talk about the stimulus. I remember Cam talking about buying a moped, right? Cam's a great guy. I know there's other people that's been saying, oh, well, when you get your stimulus check, you need to donate it to me. Has anyone seen my gripe this morning? I guess you didn't see part one. Hannah did, and then she booked it. I think it was my complaint that she left. I had to throw that in there as a joke. I'm not trying to be mean, but my complaint this morning was that, I got up this morning to a real whopper, all right, a real doozy, a real headache, and that is the electric bill. I looked at it, it was $302, right? Well, I'm supposed to get a nice large voucher, didn't get delivered. When I asked about it, they said, oh, it was delivered. But when it wasn't delivered. So I got to email her on Monday and say, look, here's a cut out of my bill. And then I'm going to be telling them, well, I'm going to be paying it on Wednesday. So Wednesday morning, I'll be on the phone. Again, phone calls. But here's the kicker. I'm paying it. I'm not trusting Chloe to pay it. All right. Now, you guys are wondering about yesterday, okay? I'll tell you a couple stories yesterday, all right? Chloe basically went through a fit about the neighbor. All right. So let me tell you a little story about dear old mom, okay? I'm trying to work and trying to figure out through Chloe's mom if there is a conservatorship coming down the pipe for her. The reason for it is Chloe can't take care of herself. I mean, look, I got an email yesterday, right? I was going to take some of that stimulus money and pay for a maid service. But the maid service, as Pee Wee knows, was basically hook, line, and sinker for not going to happen due to the fact that we got problems with other issues. So basically, see, isn't he great? Right? You ate food this morning? Yeah, you still got food. Eventually, I'm gonna get you a fresh log, maybe soon. So basically, what happened was the American people, right? They're getting all these mixed messages. Don't give stimulus. Don't give unemployment. Don't give this. Republicans want everyone to go back to work. They don't want handouts, right? Republicans are saying again, $1,400. Where's people going to use it? What are they going to use it, right? Are they going to spend it foolishly or are they not going to spend it foolishly? See where I'm going with this? Republicans want to basically strip out the $1,400 provision. They know their job is safe, so they don't care if they strip Democrats strip guns, their job's safe. Republicans strip 95% of the pork sparrow is spending out of the stimulus checks and keep sending it back to the House even when unemployment runs out. The Republicans' jobs are safe. They don't care. The advisors turn around and say, look, why should we be paying for these freeloading mooches? Or pretty much, I was talking to Pee Wee last night about mooches, I don't remember what I said exactly, but look, we were talking about freeloading mooches, So we were talking about with transgendered people, what Pee Wee thought about this. So Yeah, so I just can't remember the definition of freeloading mooch, what I was talking to Pee Wee about. I think it was the trans people, how they want the free sex change and now they're trying now. And here's the other thing, all right? Pee Wee and I were talking last night, no one even interrupted me and Pee Wee's conversation about, gave their own opinion about priorities, okay? The government turns around, right? They pass Saturday morning, 2:30 Eastern time or so, your stimulus update package, right? Then they turn around and send it off to the Senate next week, right? Meanwhile, Speaker of the House gets a bill passed with not very many Republican support of LGBTQIA, right? Passes transgendered equality. Transgendered equality. Hell, why not basically put in BLM equality too? They deserve in Mexican lives. And cute girls like Hannah equality. I mean, literally, you're basically singling out one fucking group. And that disgusts me. Literally disgusts me. So the priorities is let's give more tranny rights and reduce the rights of other people. I mean, literally, the trannies want to sit there and say, well, we need to be accepted as a real woman. Men have to marry us because we're women. It'd be like me turning around jokingly and saying, Hannah's got to marry me because I'm a real woman. I'm not a deceitful son of a bitch like Chloe's dad. Or others out there that I've seen that are tranny. That disgust me. Plain and simple. But I'm a human being. And I speak my fucking mind. And that's why people hate me. And that's why there's people out there that see my channel talking about stimulus checks. And they don't want to even tune in because they hate my guts for fucking either. I'm anti-trans. I'm not anti-gay. I'm not anti-lesbian. I'm not anti-bi. I'm not anti-hermaphroditic or intersex or pansexual. They think I'm a bigot when it comes to transgender people. Two, they always ask me, well, how come you had your gender surgery corrected? Well, I'm hermaphroditic, so fuck you is what I tell them. But this ain't about that. Priorities right now are fucking screwed up in the Democratic Party. Biden promised when he got elected, the Republicans in the House would work together to get a stimulus package done. This was said in November. It is going on fucking March. And people are like, oh, well, a few months ain't bad. It is for the people that are hurting. Some people have property taxes like Higgins. Other people have property taxes like Pee Wee. Other people have property taxes like my cousin. Other people have other things, Yeah, the Whopper was my fucking electric bill. The Big Tuna Enchilada was my bill's $302, all right? And I'm not being mean to you, Hannah, at all. I'm just saying I woke up this morning to an email that says you owe $302. It'll be paid next month. I'll call Wednesday morning, get it fucking done. No, I'm not directing the F-bomb at you, so don't worry. I'm just pissed. Pissed off at that, right? I'm pissed off that I had to listen. And you remember this, Hannah. I think you were here, or was it Pee Wee was here? I think you left. About laundry. All right, I found a clean shirt when I was going through my underwear drawer today. Can you believe that? Clean shirt. Literally, so I got clean shirt, socks, and stuff. I found about 6 or 7 more days of socks available and some other clothes, so I'm good. Except I've been wearing these pants for so long, right? They're like 10 weeks, right? So the other day I told Dad. Dad said, are you okay? I go, no, my pants stink. He said, don't you have any other jammy bottoms? I said, no. And some of the buttons came off of my new pants that Chloe got me a while ago. And Chloe doesn't know how to sew them back on. She claims she's got a brand new sewing machine for Christmas. She won't use it. What else? Bitches about the neighbor taking the laundry room, right? And yet she's been till 7 in the fucking morning playing her games. And I get up and she's getting ready to go to bed. And I'm up having my morning fucking coffee, enjoying my quiet peace like I do every morning, which is great. And yet, bitches about the laundry room, then tells me to buy a washer and dryer, which doesn't even want to contribute any fucking electric contributions. Her electric contribution was so piss poor this month that didn't even cover half. So her half just rolled over to the next month, which is March, which is unfair to me. And then Chloe wonders why everyone thinks she needs a fucking group home. No offense, all right? I'm done talking about that, all right? I'm not being negative towards Chloe. I mean, look, literally doesn't even rinse dishes. I literally got the dishwasher almost ready to load, which I got to do a load up this morning, which is simple. Throw everything in there, push button, done, after I rinse out everything. The beans that I bought for myself are dwindling. Literally dwindling. I'm eating ramen. She's eating all my fucking beans. And yet, She refuses to talk to 4 social workers. 4 fucking social workers. Her mom's threatening guardianship. I hope her mom can actually eat her words for once, because I would basically pat her on the back and buy a cigar. And Hannah knows that one. I would be fucking outside enjoying the sunny day with a fucking cigar in my hand, smoking and laughing that it fell on her head. Because she refuses medical treatment, mental treatment, social worker treatment, refuses to cook, clean, or do anything. And then my advocate turns around, and Hannah knows this, and Pee Wee knows this. Basically, and I never got Hannah's opinion on this, because Hannah never said this, but I would love to hear Hannah's opinion. But it sounded like a fucking cop-out. I'm not talking about Hannah and anything she does. I'm talking about the social worker who emails me and says, we can't guarantee the safety of the maids and the cleaning people, so you're going to have to do it yourself. Pretty much. I'm supposed to do it. Dad said, well, you save $500, but Chloe doesn't have the motivation. She just wants to sit in a room and bitch about the fucking black, half African lady / Mexican taking up the laundry room, doing all the laundry for the trailer park down at the bottom of the hill. We don't know if she's doing the laundry for the trailer park. Literally, I mean, well, I'm glad you watched this, Hannah. I really do. I mean, literally, Hannah just said she knew what happened yesterday. I mean, literally, Chloe was basically being combative yesterday, bitching about every little fucking thing. Where is she now? Sleeping. Laundry room could be empty. But I don't have access to my quarters. Chloe does. It's in her room. So I can't fucking go to the laundry room. So again, dirty clothes. And yet, this is why APS is investigating also and sending referrals to social workers to get Chloe in a group home. Because if Chloe can sit there and bitch about every little fucking thing, grocery store. I mean, look, the APS lady you want to talk to was fucking furious. She heard the stories online where Chloe got 86 from 2 grocery stores and 4 businesses because the owner owns all of them. And yet, it's like Pee Wee said last night. Pee Wee turned around and was talking about, I am not going to fucking comment on Chloe's skirt where her panties are showing. And she says, oh, really? The skirt was too fucking short. Pretty much. You don't walk into a store with a skirt that short. I got a mini skirt, okay? I got a micro mini I could wear. I could wear it because I don't have the plumbing, the dong, okay? Unfortunately, you see me wearing a micro skirt? No. It'd probably look better on Hannah because Hannah's cute and thin. Yeah, I got a little belly, so no one wants to see me wearing a short micro skirt. Maybe Hannah wants to see me in a short micro skirt, but you get my idea, Point is, I don't talk about my clothes, and I know Commander Jess wants me to wear more shiny tops. I gotta find my shiny tops again. The shiny silver ones. Oh, yeah. I mean, literally. Thank you, Hannah. I mean, the point is the American people, like I said, they come here to do stimulus updates and see stimulus updates. They don't want to see someone wearing a short skirt with their panties, literally. 2 is I need to get off my ass one of these days and play Diablo again because I haven't played Diablo in a while. My computer is been turned off for a while. I've been playing Animal Crossing, which I got to get into this morning. I got a ceremony to do for a new water fountain I put in. The next item in my building is someone wants a lighthouse, so I'm like, okay, I'll build a lighthouse. Well, you guys get the idea, which I should play it while I'm talking to you guys because, and before you guys know it, I have 2 copies I play, by the way, on the DS. So my DS is here. So I'm going to turn the volume off so I don't have any problems. This won't take too long because I just got to go in and ask for an upgrade to my house now because it paid off last night. That's what I do every night. I'm paying off my house, making it bigger and bigger. The other houses that Chloe doesn't want to play, even though she wants to try this game, she doesn't want to play, so I'm leaving her house to be a shack. And the other game that me and my husband built up, we had a tent for her. I figure she can be the one that lives in a tent. So, as Cam said, she's the peasant. So, basically, like I said, the Republicans are going to do whatever they want to cut down as much pork fat as possible. And they're entitled to. But I will say that the Democrats give billions of dollars that could have went towards to other issues, So I realized I should have sold my turnips yesterday in the game, but I sold it because I figured Thursday was the best rate, Ah, yes, yes. One girl I invited to move to my town moved in, and it looks like it's cloudy, you know. So I got to go to my second room real quick. I'm taking my water can and my shovel too. So uh, wherever I put my shovel, usually my drawer is filled with cash bags. I'll put it in the bank eventually. I'm just basically lazy. I just need to find where my shovel went. Here it is. So I'm gonna take my shovel and my thing here. So that's all I need. And then I'm going into room 2 because that's upgraded. But you guys get the idea of the stimulus. That room's small. So I guess it isn't this room that I need. I need room 3. Which is right here. This is my house. So I'm in room 3. Room 3 didn't get updated. Well, where was the upgrade then? I paid upgrade. Oh, or did I even upgrade room 2? I think I paid off room 2. Maybe I'll check upstairs. Because one of these rooms were upgraded the other day. Nope. I guess I got to go pay for room 2. So I'll ask for room 2 to be upgraded tomorrow, which means another $500,000 savings. But I already got a bag of bells on me, so that cuts it down to $400,000 to earn today. So first I water my crops, or my not my crops, my flowers, and then I go and do that ceremony because I really want to upgrade the house again. Which is funny because honestly, the mayor's job is to water everything. That's the thing. So, and then, but no, the point is I'm very, very curious, that these stimulus checks are, being delayed. There's some people that need them right away and they can't get it. So once the water is done, which takes a while, but the stimulus checks, people are upset because I'm literally asking for guidance on stuff. So one of my townsfolk just said they were moving. And I was like, don't go. They're cool. They wanted a bigger town. And I was like, don't go. Me being the mayor, I do have some sway over these people. When I get tired of them, I'll tell them to leave. But yeah, this game is one of my relaxing things, you know. And yes, I got a lot of flowers, so usually I play this in the evenings because money making is better in the evenings than in the morning. So, but I got business to do this morning, so water storage jug, that's cool. Me, I'm just watering my flowers right now. But yeah, the stimulus checks, you know, there's so many people out there, and the big enchiladas, the Republicans want to strip it from the bill due to the fact that they don't want the American people spending foolishly. And that's where they're basically going to debate. Do we really need it? In some ways, some people need it, some people don't. But I do think this pandemic's pretty bad. Well, more likely coming in April to June, the way I'm figuring it, Pee Wee. And good morning. Love The Rock. It always pops out money, you know. Anyways, I'm just trying to finish this up real quick. There we go. So, I say April to June, or, you know, because they're going to delay it. And as I was saying before you came in, Pee Wee, that the Republicans did not agree on any of the House bills. So they denied the House bill. So, all right, I'm still going to be here. So, like I said, the American people, the Republicans, I have a feeling, are going to try to pick the bill up layer by layer to make it smaller and smaller, is what I think is going to happen. Oh, carpet lady's back again. Oh, let's see. I only got two? Huh. That means I'm missing one fossil. Oh, there it is. All right, that's fossils. You get 3 to 4 fossils a day. So, secret is you gotta donate them. I'm trying to get the coffee shop. What will hold it up, Pee Wee, is they're gonna be, remember the reconciliation, right? They're gonna turn around and they're going to send it back because of the $15 wage, but then they're gonna send it back again, debating on the actual pig fat that's in it. You know, what's gonna hold it up is they're gonna basically keep sending the bill back, stating that the bill needs to be cut down, and they're gonna basically hand pick piece by piece to delay the stimulus. Thinking the Americans can go back to work, pushing, think of it. It's like a layered cake. Did you know $130 billion supposed to go to schools, K through 12, and yet there's only 3 months left in the school year? I mean, I was saying if they're going to break down, $5 billion for Windows. It could be held up till, say, Christmas, because they can basically keep sending it back to the House to ratify it due to the fact that they might not want 1,400 stimulus, or something else, Well, and that is where it gets complicated, because they can turn around and say, "Oh, well, we don't want $1,400. Take it out, or we're not approving it in the Senate." Think if the Senate can approve what they want, $15 minimum wage, they can turn around and say, "We're not doing that." I mean, I agree. I agree with your question. And that is why they could delay it. They could send it back and say, "We don't want to pay $130 billion to schools. Take it out." And that's the real trick, is they could sit there and say, "We don't want to pay $350 billion for school, or for state and local municipalities to get help," so they can tell them to take it out. I mean, they can make the bill smaller and smaller if they wanted to. The question is what states need the most money anyway. So that's something that's going to be really big, 'cause we don't know what's going to happen. And so, it's complicated, but at the same time. So basically, what's going to happen is they're going to basically keep sending the bill back for argumentative purposes. And they'll argue until the cows come home. Hmm. Well, I hope you get your business done, sis. Oh yeah, my cousin Dinky's gotta make some stuff too for her things. I asked for some more moppy outfits and some jammies. Still waiting for my uniform, to be made. And that's, I know they're gonna delay it. The Republicans are gonna stall it. Well, that's good to know. I promised myself that I would get to my Bible and other things. Usually I don't do this game till in the afternoon, but since I'm doing a stimulus update, I might as well just get my business done now. So, All right. Enjoy. So for the rest of you out there, I will make an update later. So I am logging out in a second. Once I put my So I'll check in with you guys later. So please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions. Hit the like, subscribe button. Hold some money for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunny service dogs. Thanks for watching. God bless you and everything you do.